YG has finally addressed the speculations that Ahyeon might be leaving BABYMONSTER before they even debut. Kind of. Back in July, YG announced that BABYMONSTER would be making their debut in September. Well, that was obviously delayed, and this week, the company updated fans saying all preparations have been completed and they are working toward a November debut. However, the new teaser poster they released along with this statement no longer has a 7 in place of the T, and while this may not mean anything, it fueled the flames even more regarding the rumors surrounding member Ahyeon. Many fans have already been worried as Ahyeon hasn't been seen on BABYMONSTER's social media for a long time now and didn't attend Blackpink's concert along with the other 6 members. The speculation has now gotten to the point where a YG representative has told JTBC that Ahyeon is, quote, also preparing for her debut. While this might answer her status with YG, it actually doesn't really answer if that debut will be with BABYMONSTER. This conversation is currently sharing a spotlight with the solo debut of JINI, who of course departed NMIXX and JYP Entertainment last year. During JINI's showcase, a media outlet directly asked JINI why she left NMIXX. This prompted her response to this for the very first time, saying, "It's hard for me to tell you as it is for personal reasons, but I am ready to promote diligently during my solo debut." Again, it's probably none of our business to ever know, and something we might never truly get an answer to anyway, unless JINI or someone from JYP decides to reveal it. Very unlikely because JYP are always busy dealing with things regarding artists who are currently under their label. TWICE recently held some concerts in the Philippines where afterward, someone claiming to have been a Live Nation Philippines staff member apparently got a hold of the top MINA was wearing, putting it up for bid, saying it was legitimately hers and she left it behind. This got enough attention where Live Nation actually had to come out hours later to inform it was fake, writing to be wary of these kinds of things because no one has access to those items, not even Live Nation staff. While the organizers handled this post before JYP had to get involved, SM recently had to take down their own post. Back in August, SM informed fans that TAEIL'S was involved in a motorcycle accident on his way home from finishing his schedule. He was immediately taken to the hospital, diagnosed with a fracture, and went in for surgery. Fellow member Chenla revealed more as he told us he found out after TAEIL'S had come back to consciousness and clarified the accident was not TAEIL'S fault. While NCT 127 were gearing up for their comeback, fans were surprised with teasers featuring TAEIL'S as well, who we obviously thought we wouldn't even see for a while. SM suddenly garnered a lot of backlash following the release of these images because you could clearly see what seems to be stitches and bruises from the aftermath of TAEIL'S injury and surgery. It's unclear if this was left in intentionally for whatever reason, or if it was a mistake that was somehow missed. Regardless, SM immediately took the post down moments later and re-uploaded photos that cropped out his leg. Not only did many find this unprofessional, but also upsetting that it seems like he was working again when he was seemingly not fully recovered. Another story we previously talked about was how ATEEZ fans were celebrating the guy's appearance on Just Dance 2024 as it immortalizes and associates the infamous driving dance with ATEEZ following the plagiarism controversy involving Vata on Streetman Fighter. Well, it looks like ATEEZ may be dealing with another potential plagiarism situation as a Taiwanese band's new song Kicking Your Face has been accused of being way too similar to ATEEZ's Gorilla. Many comparisons between the songs have been made, to which the band and their producer denied in a live stream. Despite that, this has gotten to the point where Music Maker, the program that Kicking Your Face was performed on, has decided to remove the song from all platforms until the copyright issue is resolved. MAMAMOO Hwasa's public indecency charges have been resolved. If you remember all the way back in May, Hwasa performed at a university, which resulted in a student and parents' human rights organization reporting her to the police for her, quote, lewd performance at a public event. They claimed it was too obscene and had nothing to do with the music. Well, we finally have an update on the situation because after the police summoned Hwasa as a defendant, investigated the performance content, and reviewed all statements involved, they've decided that pressing criminal charges against Hwasa for this would be difficult and have dropped the case and any charges against Hwasa. However, the Union for Students and Parents Human Rights are refusing to accept the authorities' decision, demanding a reinvestigation from higher level authorities, claiming the public was shocked and humiliated by Hwasa's actions and that she needs restraint and to self-reflect. Speaking of the police, IU's company recently shared that a serious death threat was made against her, to the point where investigative agencies were urgently dispatched to the company building and her house. Thankfully, she was filming at the time and not home by herself. Security is said to have now been increased all around IU as well. It's definitely been an insane week for K-pop. Cube has announced that 5 members of Pentagon will be leaving the company as their 7-year contracts have come to an end. That being said, several members took to their social media shortly afterward, dispelling any concerns that the group is disbanding, saying things like, "What is disbandment? I was always there and I'll always be there, and Pentagon never dies." The guys even released a new song and music video called With Universe to celebrate their 7th anniversary. Another big change happening is DPR Live announcing the next chapter of his career, now going by his real name to express a different part of him than we've seen. A lot of times I include DPR music in the new releases section, and I've seen them many times at Head in the Clouds, so I wanted to include this as well. Finally, it's basically a recurring way for us to end the serious portion of the videos now to talk about idols we may not see for a bit. Usually it's one member from a group, but in this case, Chaewon, Yoonjin, and Kazuha went to the hospital due to sudden fevers and headaches, eventually diagnosed with the flu, and said to have been in self-quarantine with medical supervision. This resulted in the cancellation of SERRAFIM shows in Bangkok. CRAVITY's SEONGMIN will be going on hiatus to be by his mother's side as she's about to undergo surgery due to illness, and N.SSIGN's DOHA will be going on hiatus as well due to his own poor physical condition and various other health issues that still need a precise medical diagnosis. An idol who we will still be surprisingly seeing is P1 Harmony's Seoul, despite unfortunately suffering a leg injury during SOUNDCHECK before their concert in Sydney. He was immediately taken to the hospital and received treatment, though the label has informed fans that after extensive discussions, Seoul is still determined to go on stage and will continue to do so, but with the necessary adjustments to minimize his movements. With all of that out of the way, let's get into the many positive things that we can celebrate in K-pop. If you didn't already know, rapper LILUZIVERT is not just a fan of K-pop, but a huge fan of GFREND specifically.
Everyone knows my favorite K-pop group is GFREND. I don't care whatever happens. I don't care if they break up. I don't care if they stop making music. I don't care if you don't know who GFREND is. I don't care if you think they're older than what they are. I don't care if you think they got surgery. I don't care if you think they're not real people. I don't care if you think that they've been in a constant. I don't care. GFREND. K-pop.
It's an album of Girlfriend. Yeah. I heard that you like Girlfriend.
I love it. Thank you so much. Korea. So nice to me. Little Uzi.
Just like us, they were not happy about the news of GFREND suddenly disbanding, but finally got to meet the girls this past weekend. A lot of fans found it hilarious that LILUZIVERT's face absolutely melted in the girls' presence. Now that members Youngbin and INSUNG are back from the military, the members of SF9 have finally reunited with fans at their recent fan concert, and ATEEZ Byungkwon has now also come home, recently discharged from the military. By the way, I need to mention this one more time before too many tickets sell out. Just like I did for iKON, hurry and go to this tweet that mentions me teaming up with Leo Presents to give away 3 pairs of tickets for each city, except Phoenix, because at the time of this recording it's already sold out. So if you don't want to gamble on the giveaway, definitely hurry and get tickets because other cities are about to sell out as well. We've had so many comebacks and releases since the last video. NewJeans' song for League of Legends, Idol, IVE, JINI finally released You and Me, with the author of Sailor Moon doing the cover art, NCT 127 iKON's Bobby Solo, the debut of JINI of course, SSS's Evolution, the Queen Ailey is back, and also Lightsome has finally come back as well, along with NCT debuting on the Billboard 200 with the 3rd best selling album in the US this week. Congrats to The Rose making an appearance on the Billboard 200, their first actually with their new album Duel. BTS Jungkook's debut in the top 5 of the Billboard 100 makes him the first Korean soloist to do so with multiple songs, and also the first Korean solo to do it with 2 different songs on the UK singles chart as well. 17 are now the first artists to sell over 10 million albums in less than a year. 9 months? It's been a crazy year for them. It's also been an incredible year for UKISS, who previously reunited to celebrate their 15th anniversary, and now member Hoon has announced that he's about about to be a father. Of course, he married his wife last year, former Girls' Day member and leader of New FO, Ji-sun. And speaking of marriage and starting new families, my goodness, this week was crazy. Girls' Day Sojin will also be tying the knot with actor Lee Dong-ha in November. I love Hyeri leaving multiple comments because of how emotional she was about this. Former member of the ARC and Unity, now actress, Suji married actor Ko Hyung-woo, whose identity has been kept hidden until now. The members of Unity and the ARC were even at the wedding. LaBoom's Haeyeon announced she's getting married to someone she met when she was 19 and that she's pregnant. And for Hello Venus, Lime welcomed her first child while Alice just got married. Finally, you know I don't always mention birthdays because I want to keep it fair for all artists and it's way too hard to keep track of everybody, but I will kinda mention this one, and not for the reason you think, but because following the uproar surrounding Chan's room and the lack of it since May, I think everyone was extremely happy to see his back. I mean him back, live streaming again, albeit just for a special occasion. And yeah, I said everyone was happy because who doesn't like stray kids?
Do you like stray kids? Like stray, like children that are wandering around, like stray dogs, stray cats, stray kids? Yeah, like we have to help them. We have to help we gotta help them.